Mayat Hotep, and this is Asara Satapara Ma'at. Greetings and peace and blessings and Hetepu. All that means, may you be finding yourself in a state of peace and tranquil balance continuously forever. Alright, here's the deal. I found this. I think it's really good. It really corroborates all of my accusations, all of my profound evidence of genocide being and always have been the way of control of the beast. The mark of this beast infestation is obvious. Everyone is in a state of having it revealed to them. That's what the book of Revelation is all about. The book of being revealed. Revealed. Revelation. Okay? Now listen. This is not something you think you have the luxury to overlook. The earth is going to kill a lot of people, white as well as non-whites. The reason I said whites first is because the earth is very seriously targeted at getting rid of white people for being the medium that set up a format for the launching of all the horrible circumstances around this planet due to bogus religious systems and bogus political implementation, as well as bogus mind control with deceit that was designed to lead the masses into a state of frenzied, sinister acts. There has been crimes committed against humanity by large groups of people who have saw it fit to be in their best interest to allow for genocide to happen, and will sit back right now to this day and allow it to happen. If someone does not get involved real seriously about doing something to change the flow of the tides of our circumstances around this planet, these light ships that we see flying around that we all are so interested in trying to overlook and act like are not around are going to be doing their part. Doing their part in the removal of the stagnant energies and the ignorant people on this planet that has caused the eradication and devastation of the people selected by God, light ships, the sun, the universe, the stars, the air, the soil, and the moisture, not Jesus. When I say God, I don't mean Jesus, and I don't mean God. I just use God because I'm talking to people who has all been fashioned in conditions to see all the things that I just named: the soil, the birds, the air, the rocks, the leaves on the tree, the water, the moon, Elijah Muhammad, Asara Satapara, Cindy Jackson, okay, Paul Johnson. All these things are what makes up our unique universal creator. Our universal creator created everything that he and she was, so we can have constant interaction with it at all times. Someone came along and took that knowledge away from us and taught us that only place you could find God is in the image of some dead white man on that cross that you see right there. And this is what has disturbed our planet. A lot of people are going to want to stick to that hocus pocus garbage about their discovery of the true essence of God, and they know the only way it's going to ever be true is that they keep adding money and violence and all type of controlling influences to make it remain alive. And as long as it remain alive, the true demonstrations of God is going to have to suffer and perish and disappear from the idiocy of the people who wants to worship that dead God. But it's not going to disappear entirely. It's just going to not be available to your dumb ass anymore. And then you're going to sit here and watch everything that is God die while you keep giving life to dead Jesus. And that's what you're going to be left with. Dead ass Jesus and people eating each other. Unless, of course, we take the advice of this video right here. Let's see what happens. See what it has to say. Here we go.
To every last victim of this illegal aggression, because all of this carnage has been done in our name. Since World War II, 90% of the casualties of war are unarmed civilians, a third of them children. Our victims have done nothing to us. From Palestine to Afghanistan to Iraq to Somalia to wherever our next target may be, their murders are not collateral damage. They are the nature of modern warfare. They don't hate us because of our freedoms. They hate us because every day we are funding and committing crimes against humanity.
When she say we, I want you to understand that she mean the Christians. And the reason why she mean the Christians is because you guys sit around in those churches and you support white Jesus. And you support the nasty, lying-ass, deceitful niggas that's sitting up there preaching you that shit, taking your money from your communities, that is just as victimized as these scenes you see other people in Iraq and Afghanistan. The poppy that they're killing these people for and murdering these people for so they could get control, set up McDonald's, set up Burger King, set up Coca-Cola and Pepsi, set up prostitution, set up every Western thing, including alcohol, that these Iraqi people were Muslims. They didn't want that in their country. We don't want that Western shit over here. They had a right to feel that way, but oh no, look what it said. Afghanistan sitting on a gold mine. The real reason we're fighting the war. I'm going to tell you why without even reading that. Long time ago, the United States was getting heroin, poppy plants from Afghanistan and all over the Middle East where this stuff grows abundantly, as well as China, where you get opium at. And they've always found a way to market this type of stuff. Get people, concentrate them in the area, and force them into using it. Just like you saw in the other video, he pop up with his backpack and right away start feeding them sugar. Well, that's what they do. They just come in, won't leave. You be like, you know, I wish you'd leave. And they won't leave. They just sit there like they have a right. The next thing you know, they're feeding your children drugs. Where do they get the drugs from? By going in murdering other children in other places all around the world. And then, of course, saying, we have a right to do this because these people blew up the World Trade Center. Well, who did it? Was it Iraq? Was it Iran? Was it Afghanistan? Was it North Korea? Was it Southeast Asia? Was it freaking Japan? Was it the people of Africa or the people of North America that's always seem to have something going on with them to make them derelicts or something ungodly where your white ass should have the right to go in there, murder and kill everybody and take the resources of the land. And this is what has been going on forever. And this is why I have been sent to this earth to show to you guys why the universe is killing white men. Why you see holes opening up, sucking their asses into the ground. Why you see people taking guns and murdering police chiefs. Why you're going to see people killing mayors. Why you saw the freaking tornado the other day touch down in freaking Judge Zimmerman's neighborhood just to let his ass know, don't you think I have not been paying attention to your ass? And you know what? I know where you live at. Coming to see your ass real soon. That's what the universe is saying to him, not me. I'm just a translator letting him know when I had the privilege to sit in your court and see you and that fucked up prosecutor put me through everything that you put me through. And I also witnessed how you treated other people that came through that courtroom. And it's obvious to me that you guys have set up a strategy to create deprivation and decadence. And then you create circumstances where people do what's left for them to do because you created that way. You're the one who giving alcohol to people. Then I just seen the commercial about some big alcohol distribution company that claims that they're doing everything that they can to make the public aware mentally that they should not drink and drive. Well, if you know they shouldn't be drinking and driving, you know you shouldn't be selling alcohol to create a circumstance where someone can drink and drive. So see, this is the problem with these white men. They create decadence, but then blow smoke up your ass that they're the ones out here combating it. Okay, so let me show you their way of combating decadence is to go over in here, destroy these people where they're living, steal their minerals from the lands, kill the man. And then when the woman is left there with nothing to eat because they destroyed her life, they can all force her for sexual gratification and all kind of, because you better believe that's what they're doing to those beautiful Iraqi girls over there. I bet you they're totally taking the ones that's war-torn and setting them up in houses somewhere where the soldiers can have their freaking time of leisure, entertainment taken out on the indigenous population over there. This is how they get down. And then the next thing you know, all these girls will end up later down the line siring children by these white men, and these children will be taught to hate their natural acceptance of self. That's how they all got light anyway. They ain't nothing but mixtures of black and white, just like Mexicans. They just speak a different language and been told that they were Arabics, because in the beginning, these white men, the same ones who conquered everybody, their word conquered, but the only thing it is what you're going to see right now. They go into lands with war equipment and attack people and murder them, and then force their existence to be turned into something where they become Catholic. All these people right here that you see them taking control of right now are not Catholics right now. But I bet you if 100 years go by and they get to remain unimpeded by what their aggression mission is right now, every person that is a Muslim in this country right now in 100 years will all be Catholics, with the whole ideal of the fact that they used to be Muslims once totally eradicated, with the Pope walking his ass around trying to implement more policy on how they're going to spend. Shut up, don't say shit. Implement more policy or how they're going to be able to live their lives in the worship of white ass Jesus and Mary.
The so-called war on terror is a cover for our military aggression to gain control of the resources of Western Asia. This is sending the poor of this country...
Britain again, like I always tell you. See, low price, high potency spike heroin deaths. That means they done got so much of the shit that is already hitting the streets of America. See, a lethal combination of rock bottom prices combined with spike and the potency and availability of heroin on Massachusetts streets. You know where it's coming from? Afghanistan. You know who's bringing it here? Your government. How are they getting it in here? They're bringing it in, and it's dead bodies of the soldiers that fall in battle over there. That's just what they did in Vietnam. The Vietnam War was about the same thing, the control of the poppy plants. Watson Laboratory need those drugs to make those pills that everyone in the country is addicted to, them freaking Oxycontins, Vicodins, Lorcets, Percocets. They give you them things knowing how high addictive they are because they have heroin in them. That's why they're so highly addictive, because their cut is heroin. Okay? And this is what it's all about. They're murdering those people over there. They're going to, like I said, set up all of their fast food restaurants, all of the garbage that I'm telling you guys we're all victimized by here in America. This tactic that you see what them doing right now is what they did to take control of this land over here and force us all into the state of decadence that we're in. All these young kids that's standing on the corner shooting guns at each other, let's not forget, that was the Europeans doing that shit to themselves back in the Western days when they was at the same time murdering Indians, having conflict with the locals that was here. I should say the indigenous people who are not Indians, because this is not India. This shows you how your mind can be affected by listening to them and going to their schools and having their religions. It'll just make everything be so twisted and screwed up. This is not India. So the local indigenous people that was here when they got here were not Indians. So we should stop calling them Indians. But we had them constantly reminding us that that's who they were. But my point being is this: they're murdering those people over there to force them into accepting a westernized way of life. And that's what they're doing all around the planet. And the westernized way of life, we're not shouldn't even call him Western man, the Nordic cave dwelling man who has came out and forced his cave survival techniques on everyone around the planet and make us all feel like we're living in a cold ass existence, because we are, because of his cold ass demeanor. His whole ideal about how the world should be is that a handful of us homosexual men, that's all we are. That's why we force you all into accepting gay marriage, okay? Because we want to get down like that, so everybody gonna get down like that, because we're the gangsters of the earth. So I'm gonna show you how we became the gangsters. But what I'm saying to you right now is this: our problem